sure you know this queen, igama lakhe Jo-Anne Reyneke.
And my college was in Durban, so I was traveling every day. It's basically coming from Joburg. And they say, did you hear there's Lion King auditions at the the Playhouse?
Yeah. You went to Kumbulekaya to speak about your father.
I used to teach drama there for 3 months, quit immediately. I do not have the patience. Technically, I'm mixed race.
Okay.
There's a reason why like the Trevors and the Mees don't like to claim colored. Finally, my first Netflix show. Finally.
It is the Maker's Mindset. We're out here for back another episode on yet another day. Ikamala Mukarabo Masimola, and I am your host. As you can see, I am not alone. I've got a queen. I got royalty in the building with me. Somebody that I spent many years watching on TV. Not only myself, but you too. I'm sure you know this queen. Ikamalake Jo-Anne Reyneke. An actress, a personality, a very private person. So what an honor it is to have her here today. How are you doing, queen?
I'm lovely. How are you?
Very good
Love
too,
your
thank
energy.
you. Ngiyabonga Ntombo, ngiyabonga. I'm grateful to you for taking your time to be with us today. And we'd also just love to thank Capello Newtown. Capello Newtown is a lovely location with good drinks, good food, and good conversation also. Awesome vibes. You know, it's just vibes on vibes, right? Now, the vibe of the moment right now is you, Jo-Anne. Jo-Anne Sintungwazi, actor, right? As we're talking off set, you're telling me about all the other things that you're doing. But let's start off by focusing on what we all know you for, which is the acting. Let's start at where exactly the journey began with you. I know that you probably get this question a lot whenever you go to your radio interviews and whatnot, but it's important for our community to understand that so that we have context for whatever advice that you'll be sharing with us, right? So how did you land your first acting gig? How did you get into the scene?
So I'm from Pietermaritzburg, small little town in KZN, and my college was in Durban. So I was traveling every day. It's basically coming from Joburg to Pretoria.
College, what were you studying at the college?
I was studying performance and dance.
Okay.
Performance and music and dance.
Sure.
So I was late every day coming to school because I live 45 minutes away. You know what I mean? It's a 45-minute taxi ride.
And you had to go to Skela. You had to.
Yeah. So on that day, mangifika esikoleni ngifika abantu sebeyaphuma eklasini for the 10-minute break, and they say, "Did you hear there's Lion King auditions at the the Playhouse?"
Yeah.
And my college is right next door to the Playhouse, so it was perfect, divine placing.
Yeah.
My God, honestly.
Yeah.
And they said that they're looking for singers. They're just trying to create the rest of the cast. They've casted their big Rafikis and their Simbas. So I'm like, we can sing. Let's go. Try
Shoot your shot.
Singing with Q, Sime, La Payana. I was smoking a cigarette at the time, so I'm out of the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usathi
tuphunyana nje.
Athi ubabduma Ndlovu qhamuka at that time while and he hates smokers and cigarettes. Wapa, and I'm sure he thought at that time, "Isilobe mayo angeke sikwazi ukusebenza."
Yeah.
And then I get into the audition room and we auditioned with Moya Wam ka Sis Rebecca. I sang that, he liked the voice, and then he liked my spunk, and he was like, "Would you like to audition for Rafiki?" Rafiki, the wise monkey.
Yes.
In
the one with
the one.
Simba.
The one.
Yes, the one.
I'm 18 years old at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not a Rafiki. Rafiki is supposed to be wise. But I try anyway, because you never say no.
And it's an act. You are an actor, and an actor prepares. You would have found a way to prepare.
Horrible, my angel.
For real.
I was so bad. Because
Your performance on rehearsal.
Audition.
Or at the audition, okay.
Because usengisuke kuma singers.
Yeah.
But she has something. Let's give her a role to
And
audition.
hope nyana shem.
Ngayibheda shem. Ngayibheda ngayithi. And he was like, "Okay, no, that was not good, but next year we're looking to audition for receptionists at Mubang.
Yeah.
And so we'll call you next year." That was about 8 months later. I had forgotten about them. I had carried on with my life. giving up had started to set into my body because I'm like,
Yeah.
no one famous is from my town.
And 8 months is a long time. So
Yeah.
from your
So
last
kotliwe.
audition. So kotliwe, yeah.
And nothing is coming, and there's no acting opportunities in my town. So now I'm starting to think, what else do you want to do?
Yeah.
Because this is becoming embarrassing. One day when I'm famous,
And uyakhula isikhathi siyahamba.
stick with me. And manje ayenzeki le nto. Now I'm starting to feel ridiculous,
Yeah.
like for proclaiming a dream that's so far-fetched.
It's not material yet.
Yes, and I have nothing to even link me to that world. So I'm like, okay, maybe let's start saying like bottle store
To make it more realistic to people.
let me go into business. Now I'm saying a different speech. I'm literally telling myself, give up, let it go. You're gonna be laughed at one day. And it was that week of this new dialogue in my head that I got the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, God was like, Putumani ingani kalu give up.
Was your character Pearl?
The
Oh,
receptionist with
I
the
remember Pearl.
cornrows. Yeah.
First of all, Pearl was a fine thing, and you don't look a day older than her. That's the crazy thing.
Why, thank
That's
you.
the crazy thing. I feel like career yako has this thing that a lot of careers in the industry don't have. That is longevity.
Oh, babe.
There's a lot of talent, there's a lot of connections, there's a lot of opportunities and stuff, but longevity, your ability to be from Pearl that I was watching in high school. Now I'm even done with my degree. I'm an honors graduate from Wits, and I'm interviewing you. I'm having a conversation with you. It's an honor. I just had to fangirl for a second. I just broke the fourth wall, and I was just like, that's me. But you've really just come such a long way in the acting that you've done. You've also done a couple of things in between that, right? But I want to go personal, the personal route.
let's go.
I remember a time when I was in high school, and both me and my mom loved Pearl. Jo-Anne Reyneke, right? There was a time when, did you go to Kumbulekaya?
Yes.
You went to Kumbulekaya to speak about your father. This was because you were looking for
Trying to
him,
find him.
trying to find him. Did you end up finding him?
Not through the show,
Okay.
just through God, I guess. The show aired, and I literally heard nothing from them after it aired.
From the show.
Yeah.
So you were content at that moment.
I was absolute content. I was views. I was also, Pearl looking for her father.
Yeah.
So they pushed that. But no calls afterwards, no, we have a lead, no, nothing. That was like, must shoot.
I can imagine that it couldn't have been easy to even make the call, because I'm famous. I'm on TV. I'm doing all these big things. There's nothing embarrassing or wrong also
No.
with looking for your family on a TV show, but society wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
Because they expect celebs to have their ish in order.
We don't bleed.
Exactly.
We're not human.
Even if you don't have money, the money must
Must
appear
look
because
like
you
it,
are a celebrity.
which is ridiculous.
You know? So that moment where you picked up the phone or the email or whatever it was to talk to whichever producer or person of the show, what pushed you to that point to be like, man, I don't care, I just want to find this man?
It was actually one of the producers of Mubango
Yeah.
that we got close with her, and I happened to share my story about my dad, and she kind of inquired, would you ever be interested to find him? And my answer was yes, but like it's not my end all or be all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't feel like I would be complete once I found him. Mom did a fantastic job, created a complete person.
She did,
She
and I'll
really
show it,
did.
eh?
No,
Yeah.
guys, wow. Well done,
Siyabonga, ma.
but she's the one that said, I'm connected to Abantu Bekumlekai, would you like to use them? I was like, yeah. I mean, I have a platform, I have a name now, so yeah, it might even get more views, and I might find
You might
him
find
for real.
him, yes.
So it was slightly disappointing not to find him through the show, but I kept on living my life. How I did find him was when he did pass, I got a call from someone at the company he used to work for.
Not at the end of this
Or
man's
was it
life.
somebody in charge of the estate to say, are you Jo Reyneke? And I said yes, and they said, your father Jo-Anne Reyneke has passed and he has left you everything.
Bro, you didn't even get a chance to hold his hand or ask him questions.
I just know him from pictures.
Closure. Do you feel like you need closure in 2025 now at your age?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't. I got to go to his house that he was living at, meet the woman that he was dating. He never went back to white women.
Yeah.
After my mother,
Once he went black, he never went back. Yeah.
He stayed black. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was very sweet. She told me that He used to watch my shows all the time, and he used to point out and say,
Then
"That's
why
my
didn't he say
daughter,
something?
and I'm named after him. He's Jo-Anne Reyneke. I'm Jo-Anne Reyneke." So it was nice to know that I was spoken of and thought of.
But why?
I think
I'm
maybe
curious.
because he knew the estate plan that he had in place.
Was it
and
gonna
felt
interfere?
that, yeah, maybe. Asimazi ngesikwazi ukumcabangela, but he never did
True.
reach out. So I did get to meet his corpse, I guess,
Yeah.
in the morgue. I
Oh,
don't really
Jo-Anne.
remember a great deal of sadness, hey?
'Cause you don't know
was
this
a
person
stranger.
physically.
This was a stranger to me.
But
So
50%
there wasn't
is you.
anything. And I didn't even look like him. I looked like him in the young pictures of him.
Oh, okay.
But when I saw him, it was this tall, white man.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what's up?
Bro,
You know, thanks.
thanks for giving
And
me half
bye.
of me. I'm out.
No,
you're
no
you're
hard
out.
feelings,
But
uhambe kahle. You know, yeah. So that was the time I met him and said goodbye to him. And yeah, I saw my mom, just like my mom walks in such grace constantly, even in the most painful of scenarios, that I just copied her.
yeah.
And she just was like, yeah, uyena lo. Awubantu Nkosi yami uYohane.
Oh, yeah. Now
And
let's
I'm like, all right.
let's talk identity. I think it's an interesting thing. Your father being a white man, your mom being a black woman. This is you. A lot of people would assume, wow, i-colored lihle. Omunye uzovela athi yellow bone.
Colored
Angabi
with a
nendaba nge-race. You know, colored with a T. How do you identify? Umuntu, let's not even talk about when you're filling in forms, you know, when they check ethnic group and whatever, you know. But like, do you fall under a black woman, colored, mixed, other? Please specify.
I've always ticked black.
Okay.
Instinctively, it's just how I feel.
Ukhule as a black woman.
Ngikhule nabantu abamnyama, ngikhule kasi nje ngabantu abamnyama. My white privilege was non-existent. So
Yeah.
there's nothing white about me except for my name and surname. So I've always ticked black. Technically, I'm mixed race.
Okay.
There's a reason why, like, the Trevors and the Me's don't like to claim colored, is because coloreds come from coloreds. And there's a type of lifestyle they lead, and it's a culture, just like Umzulu, just like Umxhosa.
Yes.
So they are colored. I am the mix of two races.
So race is a culture and a lifestyle
Yes.
also. So you don't just
100%.
subscribe in J.
Yeah, because umlungu mengaqhamuka ethi uwumzulu, like, ini
Where?
kuphi
Njani
nini
Choimi?
uchitheni igazi wena nje
Also-
isiphandlanyana, something that allocates Zulu, because we celebrate our races.
Yeah.
So no, I'm black. If not black, I'm mixed race.
Okay. A successful black and mixed race woman. When I say successful, I say this not knowing your bank account, right? But I know about some of the things that you are doing. Let's talk about your state of finances. Would you say, Uguti, in all the years that you've worked, you've ever reached a point of richness where you can say, Uguti, yabona ke manje, I'm driving my cars, I've got my house, I've got my phones, I've got vacations, you know, I've got money. Like, has it ever happened before, or are you there now? Have you ever met a you or a reality where you live in that world?
Oh, lovely question. Yes, I've been successful for a very long time, just not monetarily.
Okay.
I've always been a happy person, and I've always felt so highly lucky and blessed.
Yeah.
I work hard, but I'm also met with a lot of opportunity. Monetarily, only recently have I started making more than what I think I'm worth.
Yeah.
Actually, this last Netflix show that I did, when it came time to negotiate, let's say, for instance, I was thinking I would like 50,000.
Yeah.
And that's as high, that's as low as I'm willing to go. That's my number. And then they come back and they're like, so we're thinking of giving you 250, and you're like, they're being and so to be paid triple what you think you're worth, it's such a great feeling to think. I came from having no name, building, taking little nothing shows, getting paid peanuts.
Yeah.
But now, they
That's a
think
big
I'm
buzz.
worth this much.
Yeah.
It was lovely to send that much money home, because I'm still building my mom's house, and I'm raising my siblings' kids, and yeah, to pay school fees for everybody, and pay like 4 months worth of my bond instead of
Wow.
just the 1 month. And yeah, my financials are starting to match my talent, I feel.
Okay, there's a moment that you just touched on now, ne? The moment when you went into a negotiation expecting a particular amount and they came with a different amount. negotiation is such an important thing.
Oh, yeah.
I want us to actually talk about that for anybody who's tuned in now, whether they're a presenter or an actor or whatnot. What type of energy or what type of mindset do you have to have before you walk into a room full of negotiators? Because those people know the game.
Oh, they know.
And what I've noticed in my time in the industry is that if you don't know how to play the game, you'll get played. You know what I'm saying?
You will be played.
So how do you play the game as someone who doesn't even know the game, but you don't want to be exploited? You know you've got the talent, but there's no way I'm going to be ripped off and be paid 2009 rates in 2025 when cost of living is in 2064. You know, that's a quotable right there.
It's a tough one because I'm from the school of pay your dues.
Okay.
So paying your dues means being underpaid.
Earn your stripes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're building a name. You're proving to be the asset that you think you are. But it has to be. You have to start with being honest with yourself. Are you worth what you think you're asking for? And if you're not, right now your focus should be bazongibona ukuthi ngoba.
Yeah.
Namhlanje benganginika lamakinati abanginikeza wona, but kuyofika usuku where they don't even think of these amounts when thinking of me. There will come a time where I've paid my dues long enough. I've made a name for myself. People know I sell.
Yeah, and they're like, there's no way you want us to pay peanuts.
There you go. Then you can start asking for the big monies. I think the problem starts with awukasebenzi kodwa ufuna imali enkulu engakulingani.
But who's to say? Who's to say? So I'm hearing you now. You're saying, okay, unless someone says, Uguti, yo, this is how much you should be getting paid, you have no business thinking that. But what if you are that worth, but no one has said something? Or what if...
I mean, if no one else is saying you're worth that amount and only you are saying that, there might be something wrong there. You know what I mean? You might have to recheck that amount because
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's this thing that I've been making an example about Tyra Banks lately. Tyra is going around to all events and singing her own praises about like what she did with America's Next Top and how much I changed people's lives and I broke the trends but no one that was on her show speaks well of her.
If anything, it's negative
feedback.
Thank you.
It is not your job to say you're great.
Yeah.
It is the job of those you are great to confirm your greatness.
Does that make it less great?
You'll never be great. Because you've
arrived.
Yeah, you're great. So it's a me show.
That's okay.
You're not
I'm not trying to name drop right now, but I'm gonna name drop because I was doing research on certain personalities just last week. Remember I was telling you my interviews about Brenda Fassie now ban. The story is very similar to that, where the world puts you on a pedestal, and then now where you also put yourself on a pedestal,
you drink the lemonade,
you know, and then that Twitter breakdown happened because she had arrived, and all of y'all were still coming through and you're too slow, so I'm here now.
And the first ones to give you love were the first ones to give you hate.
They took the pedestal and they were like, okay, thank you for that, we now will have
it's
it
because
back.
She didn't stand on her own pedestal. She believed and she went with it, and I love that now in her older age she can look back and admit to all of it. I was sold. I was the it girl. I was everything. So the danger there is to know. You must know who you are. You must know who ufuna ukuba yini. You must know ukuthi abantu bafuna ukubashiya bezweni after being around you. And if people feel smaller after being around you, you're not great, honey. You're great to yourself.
Your energy is taking also.
You have to be truthful with ourselves, guys. Self-crit is so important, as important as self-love.
What's the most honest self-crit that you've ever given yourself? You know, maybe let's say you've gotten WhatsApps from people or umuntu ke wakutshela what yazi Jo-Anne, I don't like that you do this or you do that. You know, whether it's media or people, and then you looked at yourself in the mirror and you were like, yeah, no, Jo-Anne, I love you, babe, but they're right.
We gotta fix it.
What was that
actually
thing?
Two very
besides the cigarette.
There's actually two very specific moments. The first one was the first time I watched my work back on Mubango. When I shot it, what I felt was the anger. The things ngangitshathi nechin ithi ngitshathi nehlo lishaya enye into mase ngiyibuka angiblendi ubuso obuthenjwe.
How many episodes in?
Like I don't even remember, but like the first piece of work I watched myself on screen was horrible.
So you were feeling yourself doing
Everything
the
I
work.
felt, I did not portray. I just felt it.
Kanjani?
Ayizange ifike ebusweni mntaka baba yaphelele esifubeni.
Wayibona with the rest of the country.
Yeah,
Azange
and
ube
when I
ne-moment
watched, I was
yokuthi,
like, wow, that's horrible.
Damn.
And my voice is, you can hear, is a very specifically deep voice.
Yeah.
And it can very easily be monotonous. And it was flat. I was on that same volume. Mina ekhanda, mina
Yeah.
bengithi.
yeah. Kanti lesizwa ngithi.
Girl.
So who critted you?
Myself. I crit myself.
Okay.
I crit myself. I said what would have made it better. An imaginative voice, animation in the face. Move your body. I
Yeah.
can hear the script. I don't believe a word you're saying. And I crit myself until I got to a performance that I was like, okay, better. But manje,
So you kept working on it.
Even till to this day, I still crit my work.
I love that. And I love that you're not only critting your own work, you're also helping students, right?
Yeah.
You're doing practicals with them. You mark their work. Let's talk about that. It's lovely work, by the way. Honestly, I wish I would have had an opportunity like that if I was their age. But when I was their age, I was wishing to meet you one day, and here we are. So one day it will happen, my love. If you want to look cute like me, or maybe it's not even about looking cute, you just want to look successful, you just want to look good in general, definitely get yourself some Shark Sport Italy clothing. It's all the way from Milano, manufactured in Milano, right here in South Africa. It's a fairly new brand, exclusive luxury Italian streetwear. Whether you're on set like me, maybe you're going to be in the street doing some work, get a photo shoot, maybe you'll be doing some events or anything like that, just running errands and going to buy some bread. Do that with Shark Sport. This is one of our tops. In our description box, that's where you will see exactly how you can get yourself one of these. We've got tracksuits, all kinds of things. And I actually want to show you the back also, because the detail, the design, oh my God. You see that? It's cute, right? Love it. I love it for me, love it for us, and love it for you. So get it as soon as you can. Yeah.
The babies, yes. My best friend is a teacher, my best friend of 25 years. She's a teacher. She teaches English, but at her school they have drama.
Sure.
And I used to teach drama there for 3 months. Quit immediately. I do not have the patience.
Yeah.
I'm not a teacher.
You do look strict sometimes. Like you're a fun energy, Mara.
But don't
mess
play.
with me.
Don't play with my time.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, okay, children's futures is very important. So I removed myself and I replaced myself with a fellow thespian that I knew who was looking for work at the time, and she was the perfect fit.
Yeah.
She has been teaching there for the past 4 or 5 years now. Kids love her. She's doing an amazing job, but she calls me in for practical invigilation. So I give them actual notes. I tell them how I kind of see myself when I watch them perform.
Yeah.
And I give them similar notes that I gave myself.
The you from PMB, from that flunked audition as Rafiki.
Yeah, I can see the hunger, and it's lovely to see them improve every time I go back.
Yeah.
And some have listened to my notes, so yeah.
I love the kind of teacher that you are, and I feel that the world needs more people like you, as someone who's able to say, listen, I've got this passion for teaching the children. I know that I'm good with kids, but my limitations are here.
Yeah, you gotta know.
Because you find teachers who will hit the children.
And they
in the
hate
classes.
it. You can't do that.
You know,
You're
brother, don't be
affecting
there.
someone's future. If you don't like it, mama, leave it, please. And it's money, lento le.
Literally.
Yeah.
So are you happy with your whole life, with everything wenza your manje? Do you feel like Jo-Anne Reyneke mhlambe khona la ashoda khona in any way, whether it be career yakho, family wise, emotionally, financially, spiritually, even sexually, if we want to go there? Maybe we might want to start there. How's it going?
Yazidi, my brain doesn't think in those terms.
Yeah.
I am very much all I have is these 24 hours. Futhi nakhona all I have is this hour.
Damn, you're not too stressed about the next 5 hours.
Kwasibani khonani kumele laphaya. And you can't be growing old and aging because you're traveling, time traveling.
Damn.
Into engakenzeki nokwenzeka.
And uyaguga literally.
Ayihlangene nawe.
Uguga literally when you
Thank
time
you.
travel.
And then also, whose job is that? Is that God's job or your job? Because manje so then go ahead and worry about your future. That you have nothing to do with.
Then God will take his pedestal.
Angisuke-ke mina ngathi usisi uyayazi into ayenzayo akahamba yozenzela. So I don't worry, I leave everything up. I'm a blind faith girl to the point of crippleness, honestly. Owami umsebenzi is to work hard, ngivuke ngibe happy, make others happy, ngikhulisa abantwana bami. Okunye nokunye kuzongibona babes makungifuna. I am not a perfect human. Ngisakhula, I'm impatient. I'm single 2 years because angihlalela nonsense.
That's that's a whole thing that I've come across personally. This isn't about me, I'm just making a reference. I've come across that where when you're single as a black woman or as a young woman, not even, let's not racialize it, in general, when you're a young woman and you are somewhat succeeding and you are moving in life, but in Dotaiko something is wrong. Jo-Anne, why are you chasing the men away? What is the problem? Is there a problem? Or what is your situation? I heard you just said without meaning nonsense. I need you to unpack that.
So I've been single for 2 years. I feel because I'm physically and emotionally not ready for the kind of man that I'm asking for. There's so much more work I have to do on myself in order to be worthy of the kind of man I'm asking for. You're likable, you're desirable, you can
just
like
someone,
but not people that are for me. I've had to go back to the gym and work on my body because I want a healthy man.
Oh, my expectations that you can't even meet yourself. That's crazy business.
So I'm in the preparation of being the woman that he deserves as well.
Yeah.
If he's doing the work on himself and I'm doing the work on me, by the time slangana, yonke ndizoba sharp. But right now,
I hope we said Jimmy as we speak.
As we speak.
He better be doing the things.
If not, then he's on the laptop moving monies because
he is. He must start moving them to you.
And please, he's not in the industry. Please. No.
You like a lawyer, a doctor.
Man, into ezayo noma director nje zonke bonke songa.
Ungapa one by one.
Financiers,
providers. You must provide. You must make sure.
Don't be an artist. That's all.
I have just one thing that I want to put out there that I'm noticing from our conversation just before we wrap up. As we're busy talking, I'm noticing that you're someone who's so extremely self-aware. Like, you are self-aware, and I've noticed how almost every question or most of the questions that we're having in this conversation, in your answering, it circles back to what you know about yourself. And I think that's really important for me to put a spotlight on, because it's something respectable. I feel that a lot of us as people, we wake up, first thing we do, we want to look at what Jo-Anne is doing, what Ubanbani ate, and then all of our decisions are informed by what these people are doing and what other people will say. Whereas when that post Jo-Anne comes, and then maybe she's asking you in a post, Wuti, what would you do if you were blah blah blah, before you answer that, you think about yourself and your own life, and I think it's a great quality to have. Yes, it's galula as abantu, because our mindsets are clouded by other people and what they do and what they make. But you, as the maker of your own things, must understand your own mindset so that others can be able to understand it.
And just to put it in a phrase, kumele kodwa ulahleke ukuze utholakale.
Okay, walahleka when?
Absolutely.
When?
I went so far from who I was. Ngiziphikisa, ngithulisa ama opinions wami, ngiwaziba, ngivumelana nabantu, wanted to be a people pleaser. So your personality, I'll take it on.
Yeah.
Mase ngikhuluma naloya brothers saying very similar to brothers. Until one day it's exhausting not to be yourself.
Yeah. Because you have to keep it up.
Uyoqala ube yourself khona angeke uphinde uyeke.
Yeah.
Kodwa fanele sikuthole elahlekweni. So ukulahleka it's not a bad thing. Ungathuki mntaka baba uzotholakala.
Thank you for that comfort, Ndombo. Just before ngikhulula, what are we pushing? There's something that you are working on currently. Tell us all about it.
Finally, my first Netflix show.
Yes! Finally. Okoko sibhizi sibona kubo SABC.
Bayangithanda nami ngiyabathanda.
Nangasu 1 3 2.
Nongithorile shame SABC.
Yeah.
So finally my first Netflix series is coming out called Bad Influences, coming out in May.
Dang.
So I'm very excited. I call it my international audition.
Yes.
Yes.
It's an international film.
Yeah, your Netflix is available to everyone.
Yes.
So this is the first time my work will be seen by everyone other than South Africans.
So vele like moguma room wenza ama press conference wakhona nani. Like it's international media. Kidi camera. Kidi let's fix her makeup. Oh, her dress. Check her dress.
Wait, can I just give you your flowers as well?
Yes.
Yes, unento egwena. It's around you. Sorry, I might be
Diverting.
going off. Yeah,
It's
but
okay.
unento and it's around you, and it pours into labantu that are around you. Be so protective of that thing because it's so delicious and inviting. Abantu bafuna ukuyintshontsha, abantu bafuna ukuthatha piece ngoba iyakhanda. They can only have the overflow. Not that my cup overfloweth. What they can have is what's overflowing.
Sure.
Lokho phakathi noma kuthiwa kuyachichima is all for you. Whatever this thing is, anginagama layo, but ubusisiwe nje and ugcotshiwe and ama plans ahlangene negama lakho angazi makhulu and awakho wedwa, but be careful not to open too much. Close a bit more. Eyakho wedwa lento.
Jo-Anne.
Just a message from angazi shoot abantu bakho.
Wow.
Ukuthi ngikukhumbuze ukuthi hey yakavale kancane.
Noted.
Ncishana ngento.
Because is this one of your other gifts?
Yeah.
This is one of your other gifts. May God continue to bless you with it. Ntombo, bless abanye, bless her with the Netflix series also. Everything, may He just multiply everything good for your children, for your sister's children. We love you. We love you here in Maker's Mindset. We love you as South Africa, and you know this, and now the whole world. Through bad influence. Queen, you're absolutely amazing.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you for your time. Your busy schedule since 2019. 2025.
It has worked out.
It has come together. So have a blessed one, my lady.
So much.
I'll
See you at the next show, guys.
Next show is Sisonke. We love you guys. Mwah. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Make sure you follow. Comment. Tell us who else you want on the show. Yes. Tell us who else you want on the show, and maybe we might just make that happen.
Ooh.
Ciao.
Boom.
Ah,
How you doing? That's how you do it.
Oh my God.